Emily, good to see you back again.
Hi there, Dr. Whitmer.
How you been since I last saw you?
I've been great.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, my nurse told me after she checked you in that we've got about 4 things that we got to review today.
Yes.
Some things that we're struggling with a little bit, some chronic problems. I think we're going to talk about the obesity,
Yep.
the hypertension,
Yep.
Diabetes, and your cholesterol.
Yep. Yep.
Okay. Let's start with the weight. How are you doing on your weight control, and what are you trying to do to get your weight down? I know that you're about 270 pounds, and that puts your BMI up there about 50 or so.
Yeah.
So,
those little Debbies, man. I have to get on my kryptonite. I can't stay away from the little Debbies at night.
yeah.
And I know that's not good for my sugars either. But you know what? I made it my New Year's resolution. I got me a gym membership at the Y. I'm
Okay.
going to start walking.
Okay.
So
So
I'm going to get down to 250 pounds
Okay.
soon.
Now, you want to try to do this on your own, or are you going to try to get involved in some type of a structured program like Weight Watchers or?
Do I have to?
Well, have you tried to lose this weight on your own before and been able to keep it off?
No.
No? Okay. Well, it's tough to do it without some type of help and guidance. That's been my experience. Sometimes people go on these crazy diets, Atkins diet, totally different things, grapefruit diets, and for the most part, they generally don't work over the long haul. Sometimes people lose 30, 40 pounds initially, but then it generally tends to come back. And from my standpoint, with your diabetes and some of the other things you've got going on, you're probably best served by following an American Diabetes Association diet with a certain caloric restriction.
Okay.
Okay. So what we might want to do is get you in to see a dietitian who can instruct you on that, and I'll set up an order for a certain caloric amount. We'll base that on how much you want to lose and what your current metabolic rate is and all that. But I would guess probably at this point, we're going to look at maybe a 22 to 2,400 calorie a day diabetic diet.
So I got to cut out the little Debbies, don't I?
Probably those are going to have to go. And how much alcohol do you drink?
Usually, about a 6-pack a day.
Yeah, I see. So there's a lot of calories coming from that, So, you're going to have to make some changes. So I think we can have you meet with the dietitian, and they can kind of guide you in that.
Okay.
Okay.
I saw that coming. All right, what else you got?
All right. Now tell me about your medications you're taking for your blood pressure, and what are your blood pressure readings?
Okay. I take Cozar.
Okay.
100 milligrams. Right?
Okay.
I got one of those wrist monitors.
Yeah.
Yeah. They seem to be pretty okay.
Okay. Well, what kind of numbers are you getting on that?
About maybe like 150 over 90, maybe.
Okay. Yeah. That's a little bit high. You knew the new hypertension guidelines have just come out, so that's really pretty high. But I generally don't like those wrist monitors. I don't think they're that accurate. You're probably better off to get one of the arm cuffs.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
So, and then when you check your blood pressure, you want to make sure that you check it at different times during the day. You want to make sure that you're seated comfortably with both feet on the floor, legs uncrossed. You want to have your arm resting on a table or something so that your arm is at about heart level. You want to make sure that you've rested and you're calm for about 5 minutes before you check your blood pressure. So why don't you start doing that and then record those pressures, keep a little log over the next few weeks, and then we'll get together and we'll see what those numbers are with a different cuff and proper technique.
Okay.
But in the meantime, obviously, things that contribute to hypertension are obesity, and excessive alcohol intake, and salt. So if you're eating, a high salt diet, that's going to contribute to that as well. Okay. So those are some things that you can start to do now, and then when we get together, we'll make the decision if we need to change your medication or add something to it.
All right.
Okay?
All right.
All right. I think you can do this.
Okay.
All right.
Cutting all the fun out.
Well, to a certain extent. And I understand that you like to eat a lot at the Texas Roadhouse.
Oh, I love those rolls.
Oh,
Cinnamon
yeah.
butter.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Big steak, and you put a lot of salt on it.
Yep.
Yeah, so you're going to have to change your ways.
I know.
All right, well, let's talk about your cholesterol. I looked at your labs before you came in, and your cholesterol is still running a little bit high, 220. Your LDL is a little bit high at 110. HDL is a little bit low at 32.
Okay.
Now, I think that you'll be able to improve that total cholesterol and LDL with changing your diet and some weight loss. The HDL is low, but that usually responds better to exercise.
Okay.
So that's the thing that typically will raise that. So you definitely want to get on some type of exercise program. And typically, we recommend about 150 minutes a week of moderate intensity exercise, and you can split that up. So that would be roughly, say, 30 minutes of a brisk walk 5 days a week at least.
Okay.
Okay, so that'd be a good place to start. And because of your weight, if you're having some joint problems, hips, knees, things like that, you might try to go to a YMCA, get in the swimming pool and try to do some swimming or walking in the water, the resistance type walking. That might help with that.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
So anyway, those are some things that you can start to work on right now.
Okay.
So was there one other thing we were going to talk about?
My diabetes.
Oh, the diabetes, yeah. Tell me about your sugars.
I don't really take them that much. I take it here and there. About maybe, I've got a couple readings, about 200.
Okay.
Yeah.
When are you checking those?
I'll check them like in the morning. Usually when I wake up.
Okay,
if
so
I
before
feel like
you
it.
eat.
Yeah.
Okay, all right. And do you ever check a sugar after a meal?
No.
Okay. Okay. Well, if you could check some sugars at least 3 or 4 times a week in the morning before you eat, and then periodically check a sugar maybe 1 to 2 hours after your main meal of the day. The idea behind that is we want to know not only what the fasting sugars are, but we want to know what the sugars are after the main meal of the day.
Oh.
Now, I noticed that your hemoglobin A1C is still about 8.5, despite.
Yikes.
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So.
Little Debbie.
Yeah, little Debbie's doing you in, and little Bud Light doing you in too. So, let's do this. Let's see what happens after you've started exercising. Try to get your weight down a little bit. Keep checking your sugars though, but do them a little more frequently. And then we'll decide if we want to change your medication or add to it. Diabetes has several key target organs: the eyes, the heart, kidneys, and the diabetes can also cause neuropathy. And that generally affects the fingers and the feet. You'll feel some numbness or tingling sometimes. Do you have any of that now?
I do have a little bit of numbness in my toes.
Okay, so I'm going to have Nicole come in, and she's going to do a diabetic foot examination, and that's basically an examination where she'll test the sensation in your feet over different areas of your foot, and that gives us a baseline.
Okay.
And then the other thing that you want to do is make sure that you get your diabetic eye exam, and we'll order that. Diabetics have a higher incidence of retinopathy, which can lead to vision loss. So definitely we want to stay on top of that and do that at least once a year. And depending on what that exam shows, we may want to do it more often than that.
Okay.
Okay?
Sounds good.
All right, so we'll get that ordered up for you.
Okay, I think I need a new glucose meter, glucometer.
Okay. Yeah,
so can you order one of those for me?
We can send that over to the pharmacy. Yeah, they'll usually cover that with your diagnosis of diabetes. So.
Can you order a blood pressure cuff too?
We can do that. Yep.
Okay.
Sure
cool.
can. Okay. Yep. So we can put that in the orders for you.
Cool.
Okay. So anyway, that's what we'll do.
Okay.
And we'll see you back in say 4 or 5 weeks and see how you're doing.